Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. And guess what? I have that vehicle that I think many people have forgotten about. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Jaguar XF P300 R Dynamic. But before we get into this all-wheel drive luxury sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. You'd have to be living under a rock on the planet Mars because they are moving. And when I say they, I'm talking about Jaguar is moving towards electrification. They say 2025, their full lineup will be all battery electric vehicles. So where does that put us? For model year 2024, they still have their sedan in their lineup. Now there's the XF, which is this sedan behind me, and then there is the larger XJ. This vehicle is gonna go up against a 3 Series BMW. It's gonna go up against a A3 and an A4 from Audi, and then of course Mercedes-Benz. But what I want to do is I want to specifically compare it to one vehicle in particular. I want to compare it to the BMW. So should you go 330i for your 3 Series, or should you go with this XF P300? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and find out. Right off the bat, the color. Jaguar does have one heck of a color palette, and I absolutely love this candy apple red. Now at the front of the business, you'll see that signature J shape. That's what they call it because of the letter J. Daytime running lamps and turn signals. You have your LED headlights. Love the way it's nestled in a nice headlight housing. Working our way down, you have some functionality for corner vents, but this is all fake. So I'm gonna have to zonk this area, but you do have corner air curtains for channeling the airflow. I feel like Jaguar doesn't get some credit when credit's due to their nice styling. I really like the way they extend this portion of the front fascia to really give the headlights a nice look. And to me, I feel like this is the better looking car over the BMW 3 Series. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. But you have some gloss black that looks like glass with some flat black. And then as I come across that front grille, you're gonna notice that screaming Jaguar logo with the name brand across the top. Gloss black, active shutters that open and close, and we have our R Dynamic badge because this is the more performance oriented of the two XF models. On the bottom portion, you have a nice gloss black splitter with functionality in this lower grille area. But like I said, I really feel like it does sporty luxury in a very good way. Now, as we rise up, you're gonna get a bulge that actually starts on the front fascia, goes into the hood, nice and prominent, and then everything else just super clean, super sleek. Now, when we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. I am digging these wheels. 20-inch wheel, love the satin black with the gloss black inserts. Of course, you're gonna have nice large calipers that are bright red with the Jaguar badge there. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tire? 255 on the width, 35 series sidewall. And remember, when you go P300, this comes standard all-wheel drive. Now, as we come down the rest of the vehicle, you do have some fake vent on the side. I wish that they would have put side marker lights in here. That would have been a nice touch. So I got to zonk that, but you got the leaping Jaguar in that gloss black area. We do have gloss black on the mirror caps, LED turn signals, and then you'll notice that we have a not full panoramic sunroof. It's sort of like an oversized sunroof. I wish they would have blacked out the rest of the roof. I think that would have gave it a nice extra sleek look. We have color matched on the door handles. And then along the bottom, you got that side skirt extension that actually extends out further as you come towards the rear of the vehicle. Now you do have the 255 width on the tires, all 4 corners. And like I said, this is a rear wheel drive base sedan, but this particular one, being a P300, has all-wheel drive. Gloss black around the window treatments, nothing too crazy. Working our way towards the back. I wish it had some type of trunk lid spoiler, just a little bit extra kick up, but they do build a fold and a rise into the actual rear trunk. You got the leaping Jaguar. I like all the blacked out badges on this one. Full LED lighting, brake lights, turn signals, and reverse lamps. And then just slightly dropping down, very, very clean. I wish it's so clean it actually looks unfinished. I would like to see either a quad tip exhaust, one exhaust on each side, or maybe just like two coming out on one side. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section, but I do like the way they did this diffuser area. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see how it compares to the BMW. All right guys, we got the hood open. You do have hood struts. It's interesting because they did a little bit of trickery. The way that they made the engine cover so large, it almost makes you think like you have a V6 or something in here. You don't. You actually have an inline four. It's an inline four turbocharged engine. I do like the way you can see that nice size turbo sitting prominently displayed on the passenger side. What do we have out of this XF P300? It's a 2-liter inline four turbocharged engine putting out 296 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic, and it will do 0 to 60 in 6 seconds flat. MPG's 22 in the city, 30 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs 4,145 pounds. Now, if you're comparing this to the BMW 330i, this definitely has more horsepower. You got about 50 more horsepower than the BMW 330i. You'll also notice that this does have adaptive suspension all 4 corners, which is really nice. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this 4-banger and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Jaguar XF, and this being a P300R Dynamic. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I love James Bond. I love things British. I want to go see Big Ben. I want to go see, you know, all of the different things at London, and I want to go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. So I'm really digging this Jaguar. How much is it, though? Very good question. This one, the way that it's optioned, P300R Dynamic, you're looking at an MSRP of $60,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the BMW, to the door panels. I love the black leather, the contrast stitching. That's real dark stained wood, no veneer, so it looks really clean and classy. We got the Meridian premium sound system with aluminum speaker grille cover. And then you'll notice that tan is like a baseball glove tan. I'm really digging it. With the silver trim, no gloss black, and you have a door pocket there that basically you could put a whole plate of bangers and mash in there. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, I like how far forward the dash is for the passenger. The real wood, you could rub your wood after a long day of work. Just be careful you don't get a splinter. I do like the way you have the contrast stitching. And then you have that 11.9-inch Pivi Pro infotainment system. They actually quickened up the response time on it, which is really nice. I like the way I could go into dynamic eye, and this is where you can make all of your adjustments. It even has a stopwatch and a place to see your lap times. And don't forget, when you see the Jaguar rocking, don't come a knocking, and you can see the G-forces that the rocking will show. And we're right back to our navigation. Throw it into reverse. Super clear resolution. Love the trajectory. What I am going to zonk is I wish that this visual real estate was larger, and I wish that we had a 360-degree camera for $60,000. Put it back in the park, hit home, and we're right back where we started. You do get dual climate control. We do have heated seats and whatnot. You do have your wireless charging. This is for your mode selector. I'll show you that when you come over to the business end. This is going to control that 8-speed automatic. You got a nice volume tumbler wheel knob here, and then a start-stop button, nicely placed. I love this aluminum. And then watch this. Boop. You have a place to plug in a 9-volt. You got another area here for 3 boxes of Tic Tacs, 2 cup holders, and then there is your Jaguar key fob. Still looking good. Closing it up. There's more of that nice tan. Now this area is as hard as a scone. So not the most comfortable, but the leather feels great. I could slide it forward a little bit, or I could slide it back, or I could open it up. Let me get rid of all this junk in here. USB-C, USB-A, and you got enough room in there, I would say, for 2 Rubik's Cubes. So if you're gonna practice for the championships, you could keep your cubes in there. Nice seats, leather, the stitching, decent bolstering, electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver. We got Alcantara on the headliner, and we have that power shade for the oversized sunroof and a digital rear view mirror, which is really nice. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Jaguar. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have a nice aluminum sill plate with the Jaguar logo there, looking good. And then the pedal box is okay. Aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. I just wish I had some type of aluminum dead pedal. That carpet is gonna get chewed up like as if a Jaguar was playing around with it with its claws. You do have all your seat controls, and you have a total of 3 memory seat settings on the driver's seat. The amount of room in here is nice. It's not too tight. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room. Steering wheel, I absolutely love. The leather, you got the leaping Jag there, and then you got your switch gear, metal pedals, not plastic, and they're nice and large to go up and down that 8-speed automatic. And you do have, it's actually on this side, electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you got your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. What's nice is when you go through the different modes, it changes color. So I'm gonna show you dynamic mode, that's sport. Everything turns red, we're ready to race. And you have a head-up display, which also changes when you go into the different modes, which is nice. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat, because I know the BMW's tight. Let's see how much room there is for your passengers in this Jaguar. All right, guys, back seat time, and this is another area where there's more room back here than in a BMW 3 Series. That's the way it is. I do like the way if you have a coat, a jacket, a sweater, something like that, you could hang it on the back of the seat here. I don't like, and I have to zonk, the netting, because you can't put any knives, no throwing stars, nothing like that. A hatchet, it's gonna rip right through that. So just not my favorite. Back here, I do like the way you have a place for 2 Twinkies. You got your rear AC vents, and you got 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt, which is nice. It's just crazy how high the drive shaft tunnel is. Drive shaft runs right underneath here. That's pretty high. You're gonna be straddling a horse, or at least feel like you're straddling a horse if you're sitting in the center. But if you're sitting on either side, it feels really good back here. You do even have a nicely padded armrest with 2 cup holders and Alcantara throughout the whole headliner. But why don't we get into the trunk, see what we can stuff in there, and then I'm ready to go for a spin. All right, guys, trunk time. Hit the button. Electric lift. It is a little on the slow side, and you're gonna be greeted to 18 cubic feet of space. The one thing I gotta zonk is I don't like how high the cargo floor is. It is not very low. You do have your little safety kit over there on the left-hand side. I'm gonna pull this up, and you can see that you do actually get a spare. So a lot of these vehicles not getting spares anymore. This particular one does come with a spare. But what I wanna find out is, how does it drive? So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a little spin in this Jag. All right, guys, we are in this Jaguar XF P300, just left Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. Right away, I love the environment that you're sitting in. It feels really good, and we're gonna go on throttle right away. On throttle! So that all-wheel drive, doing the business, getting the power to the ground. For a 4-cylinder turbo, it is a little surprising how this builds boost and gets you going. It is a nice, pleasant surprise, but I do wish that we had a V6 of some type. The all-wheel drive gives you all the grip you want, no slip. It's easy to get to the infotainment system. You got the digital rear view mirror, and the head-up display gives you exactly the information that you want, especially when you're in dynamic mode, because it actually has a tachometer and a speedometer in the head-up display. To shift with the paddles, you actually pull back, put it into sport shift, and now I could go up and down the gearbox by using those nice large metal paddles, not plastic, but metal paddles in this XF, especially when it comes to the gear indicator is nicely within the tachometer. I think that's a smart placement for that in this vehicle. Visibility is great, very easy to drive in traffic, which is nice, especially traffic like we're sitting in right now. But we're gonna go on throttle again. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Nice. Very smooth shifts. Brakes feel good. It really showcases what Jaguar is good at. And what they're good at is really getting some great handling into their vehicles. I'm gonna show you a U-turn real quick here before the traffic comes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I mean, look at this. On throttle, here we go, second gear. There is sound getting pumped in through the speaker system, but it's not obnoxious like the BMW. I feel like BMW's simulated sound when it comes to going on throttle and stuff is just a little too over the top. This one has a nice pleasant sound to it. Even though it is simulated, it does give a little bit extra to the driving experience. But the two-tone interior in here really just elevates the class and the style. And the fact that you have your wireless charging, it's easy to get to, 3 memory seat settings really gives you a lot of versatility in this Jaguar XF. All right, guys, driving in this line of traffic. I think the nice thing is that the seats are so comfy that even in a traffic situation, they feel really good. The transmission, I'm gonna put it back into regular drive, shifts very smoothly. And I think that's something that you're gonna really love. Sound deadening material really does a great job because it's very quiet in here. And remember, this has adaptive dampers all 4 corners depending on what mode you're in, which is really nice. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of the Jaguar XF P300R Dynamic. We're gonna get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another busy day, another good day here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. Definitely got to thank Miro and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2024 Jaguar XF P300R Dynamic. Let me know what you think. Are you going Beamer? Are you going Jag? Let me know how you feel down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Of course, we need to give it up to the man who doesn't quit, even when he doesn't get his extra cup of coffee during the day. Give Steven some love in the comment section. Thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.